as you're now moving through another passageway of time where that is concerned, moving through another passageway of time, as you are now exiting, dear one, your fourth month of your year, your month of April of the year of 2016 into the month of May, a more assertive month where that is concerned, a more certain month where that is concerned, a more refined and defined month where that is concerned. As you are now leaving a month of where you have surrendered to what was transpiring in your life, surrendering into what is where that is concerned. Because as you surrendered, dear ones, what has transpired more deeply is a release. You begin to release the old where that is concerned. By surrendering yourselves, dear one, to what is and what is transpiring in your life, that is where you release trying to control everything, and that is where the shifts and changes will take place where that is concerned. By surrendering to what is in your life, what is transpiring in your life, you then begin to open up, dear ones, to the gifts and the lessons that come through with that, the transformation that will come through, the realizations that will come through of your old habits, patterns, and rituals, quite possibly the old imprints of mom and dad where that is concerned. So the surrendering aspect allows you to release trying to control everything, surrendering into the energy of surrender where that is concerned, release being assertive out into the world, of the doing out into the world. So as you release and surrender, you release into being. As you surrender, you release into being. And in that moment, if in fact your intention is to release the old habits, patterns, and rituals, so you can move and rebirth into the new where that is concerned, that is when the old habits, patterns, and rituals will move forward in your life. You'll begin to see them. You'll begin to then be able to have the feelings that are attached in many ways to the old habits, patterns, and rituals. The old suppressed feelings, the repressed feelings come up where that is concerned. And with that, the old repressed and suppressed trauma comes up where that is concerned. So surrendering is a very powerful tool that you can use to move into the being of yourself and allow what needs to come to the fore, to release itself, to release the energy, to receive the lessons, and to shift, change, and transform and rebirth into the new. So we ask each and every one of you, as you have moved through your month of April where that is concerned, surrender to what is, to surrender to the beingness of self where that is concerned. What are the aspects of yourself that have been realized? What are the old habits, patterns, and rituals that have been realized where that is concerned? What are the old imprints from mom and dad that have been realized? What have been your greatest realizations in your month of April where that is concerned, of the self where that is concerned? What have you now determined that needs to be changed and shifted in your life? What have you realized about yourself? What are the old habits, patterns, and rituals that you have realized about yourself that no longer serve you and have never served you where that is concerned? What no longer serves you in your life now that you have moved through your month of April and now moving into the month of May, a month of rebirthing into the new you? As you have allowed old habits, patterns, and rituals to come up, the imprints of mom and dad to come up, the realizations to come up, the repressed and suppressed trauma to come up, so you can experience that trauma and release the energy. The old repressed and suppressed feelings have come up, so then you allow yourself to feel your feelings. What are the realizations that you have had with all of that about you? So you can now shift, change, and transform into the new you in your month of May, a month of rebirth. A month of now putting into action the new you where that is concerned, or aspects of the new you. So what are the old aspects of yourself that came forward, that surfaced, that you realize no longer serve you? The old aspects of you, the way in which you have been living your life, that no longer serves you. So you now can realize, dear ones, you're taking a deeper level of taking responsibility for yourself as you move into the month of May. So the month of May is a month of renewal, rebirth and renewal. Rebirth and renewal. As you renew yourself, as you set your new intentions. So what we ask you to do, each and every one of you, dear ones, as we asked you, what are your realizations? What did you realize about you in your month of April? Along with the old that has resurfaced, what you have realized of the old habits, patterns, rituals, the old imprints, the old behaviors. Now that that has been realized by you, what are your new intentions? And write those down. Your new intentions for yourself in your month of May, so you can renew your movement forward and towards. This is simply just another step of moving into having what you say you want. So your month of May is a month of renewal and rebirth. A month of renewal and rebirth. As you move into your month of May, move through it in a step-by-step process. Because what is transpiring, dear ones, as you have surrendered in the month of April, and what has surfaced, the old habits, patterns, and rituals, the old imprints of mom and dad, and with that, the realizations. You have shifted and released that old energy. And now it's time to reclaim you. Reclaim the greatness of you, the powerfulness of you, the loveliness of you. By putting forth new intentions. Because on a deep cellular level, through this month of April, by surrendering fully and allowing what has been repressed and suppressed to come to the surface, you are shifting and changing the multi-dimensional cellular structure of your physical beingness. And then in turn, ready to re-entrain the nervous system, which is why we asked you to write down your new intentions through the new you. Quite possibly no longer giving yourself away to be loved. Quite possibly loving, honoring, and valuing yourself on a deeper level. Quite possibly realizing that the new you is about celebrating the new you through the balance of giving and receiving. And now re-entraining the nervous system to the new. Your month of April, through surrendering, has flushed out much of the old. And you now see how that old no longer serves you as you move forward and towards having what you say you want. On a deeper level of intimacy. So your month of May is a rebirth into the new you. Because you have flushed out the old and now moving through this process. So various energies from multidimensional sources are moving into your earthly plane where that is concerned, because you're now not. It is not so much, dear ones, about jumping off the cliff in your vernacular into the new you. You ease into the new you because the nervous system is re-entraining itself to that new. And that is a process that moves along through ease and grace. So it's about allowing the nervous system to entrain itself, quite possibly in your first 2 weeks of this month. And then towards the end of your month, aspects of the new simply showing up in your life, because now you have shifted your resonance and vibration to that new you. Because before this, dear one, you were resonating and vibrating with the old. Quite possibly in blind spots, quite possibly subconsciously, that you never even knew that you were performing these old behaviors, the old habits, patterns, and rituals, quite possibly in relationship with others, for example. And now that it has been brought to your attention, to your consciousness and awareness, that you realize repeating the old habits, patterns, and rituals over and over and over again has simply yielded the same results in your life. You realize that in the mental body. But by surrendering in your month of April, you have allowed yourself to move through it emotionally and physically. And quite possibly feeling the effects of this physically and emotionally. So you have gained the knowledge in your mental body, moved through it emotionally by allowing the old suppressed and repressed trauma, old repressed and suppressed feelings to come up. And as you experience it emotionally, you're releasing it energetically emotionally. And as you move the emotional aspect of it through the energy behind the emotions, the feelings, it is then that you move into the cellular structure of the physical body and the memory to begin to release that memory, the imprint, the memory, the imprint in your physical cellular structure. And it is then, dear ones, now that you move into your month of May, beginning to entrain the new in your nervous system. And you're moving very gently along with that, dear ones, as you move into, dear ones, the energies of the Orion system. To begin, dear ones, to utilize those energies, to begin to entrain, dear one, your nervous system to the new. And allow that process, because the reason why this has all transpired, dear ones, as we said in your year of 2016, is about having what you say you want. Though each and every one of you say what you want, it is then about having it. But it is about having it in a more healthy and intimate way, where you are present as the adult, as you move through the imprint in the wounded child. So then you can move through the year and opening your awareness as an adult and begin to make choices as an adult. So you will be experiencing, dear ones, not so much an assertive energy in your month of May. It will be more of an energy of allowing you to ground yourself into the new and hold you in a place to allow the nervous system entrain itself as you take a step-by-step process through May and begin to put into place in your third dimensional realm your new intentions. I now fully honor, value, and love myself. As I fully love, honor, and value myself, I will look at my life and begin to shift my life in accordance with that. I will look at my relationships and see what relationships support the new me. You're quite possibly looking at relationships now that you have moved through your month of April into your month of May, and looking at these relationships and seeing, because of what has transpired in April, because of the repressed trauma coming up, because of the repressed feelings coming up, because of seeing more clearly imprints of mom and dad, the conditioning of mom and dad, you realize that you have set up relationships outside of yourself based upon that. So you're now beginning to quite possibly look at relationships and seeing what serves the new you. Who honors and values me for me? But it is now time for each and every one of you to take responsibility for this, and looking at various areas of your life, now that you're moving into a new you, and taking responsibility into shifting and changing that serves your highest good. If you're now fully loving and honoring yourselves, dear one, what is transpiring outside of yourself in your life should serve the new you. So the question we have was, what no longer serves you, and what now does serve you? Who in your relationships outside of yourself will be the champion of your highest good? Is ease and grace in your life? Is there balance of giving and receiving? As you give, is there a balance of giving and receiving? As you see your worth in life, are you receiving in kind based upon you valuing the new you? So this is a step-by-step process. Your first half of your month of May will be about entraining the nervous system to this, as you are beginning to put it into action. So as you are now entraining it within you, at a new level of resonance and vibration, and a deeper love of self, because, dear ones, that is what is most important. What each and every one of you quite possibly has found is a deeper love for you. And what is transpiring month by month through the year of 2016, dear ones, is a transformation. The transformation of shifting the relationship you are having with yourself. To know that it is of the utmost important that now you have what you say you want.